Hey everyone, Matron here, bringing you another Starcraft 2 commentary. This time Game 2 of the Best of 3 series between Fake Boxer, Boxer Prime, Foxer, Optimus Prime, Marine King Prime, whatever number of names this guy is called, spawning as the Red Terran, versus his opponent spawning as the Blue Zerg, Kyrix Zenith. So this will be Game 2 of the finals of the GSL Preliminary Invitational All-Star Tournament. And both players wanting to try to take this game, Kyrix so that he can win 2-0, and Foxer so that he can force a Game 3 of this series. We saw Foxer in the last game tried a little bit of a late game build with tanks and marines on Zelnaga Caverns and was just not very effective. He lost a number of tanks in the initial encounter when he was trying to establish map position in midfield, and he was just not able to recover. Finally letting the Zerg player macro up a little bit too hard, and eventually Kyrix just overran him with relatively basic units, roaches, zerglings, and banelings. So we'll see which strategies the players employ in this all-important Game 2. See, Kyrix did send that Overlord and peeled it off at the last second, so Foxer is not going to be able to see that. These pro Zerg players know exactly when to pull off with that Overlord. We see a barracks coming out for Foxer at this point. So in a game with OGS Xenio in this tournament previously on the same map, Foxer opened up with a barracks factory and then did some Thor drops on the ledge. The positions were a bit different, as Kyrix has got to feel good about this positioning. It's going to be close by air, so the Thor drop is going to be a little bit closer into the main, but the natural is going to take a long time to get over to this raised position. And we'll see what Kyrix is able to do if Boxer again goes for that same build. Boxer had a lot of success in the earlier series in this tournament by using straight marine pressure at the start, so we'll see what the second unit producing structure he puts down is, whether it's a barracks or whether it's a factory. He is getting up a second gas, so I believe he may be going for higher tech here. Kyrix getting on a second gas as well, and no hatchery at this point. So very surprising, we see most Zerg players opening up with a hatchery before the pool, or a hatchery shortly after the pool. And it looks like Kyrix is going to be on just one base right now. We'll see whether he goes for Zergling speed with that first 100 gas. It looks like he will. And now getting out his first two Zerglings, and he's going to be doing a little bit of scouting with those. We do see that the factory is about halfway complete for Foxer, so maybe going for the same sort of Thor play as he did in the game with OGS Xenio, or maybe going for something entirely different. As in the last game, I thought a Thor might be coming, but he went for tanks instead. Tanks very effective on this map because of the watchtower positions. These Zerglings pushing out the front door. But these Zerglings are going to be a little bit out of position, as they are going to allow this SCV to get into the base of Kyrix, and he has a fast lair coming, so the lair about a third of the way complete, and this SCV is going to be able to see everything with just this queen here, trying to fend it off, doing a little bit of damage to his own drone there. And it looks like this SCV is going to get the full scoop on what the Zerg player is going to be doing here. He may not know the exact timing of this lair, but he's going to know that higher tech is coming, and that's going to make him feel good about going for a higher tech as well. We see the starport coming down, the tech lab being attached to that factory, and the starport being put in a position to provide a very strong wall off for Foxer at this point. All of these units with over 1,000 HP, they're going to be able to take on a baneling bust. We do see an armory being completed as well, about 90% complete, so we'll be creating a Thor and a medevac as well at the same time, and we'll see what kind of damage he's able to do on just the one base of Kyrix. So we see these Zerglings learning his lesson, keeping those at his front door now that they do have speed, going to deny any more scouting. Just the one queen right now, so a very conservative one base build with the lair for Kyrix at this point. He is getting out a spire. That's a long building. It takes 100 units of time, so 50 more units of time. The Thor is about halfway complete, and the medevac as well on the way in about 30 units of time. So this Thor may be able to get over here before the spire actually completes. We do see a second hatchery being thrown down for Kyrix at this point, so better than late than never. The Zerg player does want to get on that second hatchery to boost out drones when he knows that it's safe to, and also to provide extra larvae in case he needs to fend off an attack and make a lot of Zerglings or roaches. Looks like we have a lot of SCVs, 8 SCVs in total, coming with this medevac and this Thor. We may see a bit of an elevator drop, picking up those SCVs, trying to surround that Thor and keep it alive. Nothing but the Queen right now in the main. If we look at the army tab, 500 compared to the 250. These SCVs need to be auto-repairing surrounding their Thor. They need to make sure that no Zerglings are able to get on this Thor. About half of the Thor is open up to the Zerglings right now. The SCV is doing their best to repair it up. That Thor killing units one at a time here. The Mutalisks are going to pop. If we look at the Mutalisk HP, they do have a nice spread, so not doing too much damage with that AoE attack in the air. He needs to focus down these Mutalisks and keep repairing that Thor, but it looks like the Thor is going to go down. All those drones being pulled off the line for Kyrix, so he is able to fend that off. The Boxer may lose this medevac. Looks like he will lose that medevac. Now the Marines and another Thor coming in here trying to fend off any sort of counter pressure by the Mutalisks. And Kyrix has got to feel good that he fended that off. It did stop his mining for quite a while there, but he was able to get a good surround with those drones on the Thor. And you really want, if you're going to bring those SCVs along with the Thor, to have a complete surround with SCVs to deny any sort of drone or Zergling attack space. But he was just not able to do that. So now Kyrix is on these 2 bases, droning up a little bit here, getting up an evolution chamber as well. So we'll see whether he goes for a +1 attack with those Zerglings. Again, doing a bit of a counter here, maybe poking at the front door. He's going to find that is well fortified building-wise and HP-wise. Not a lot of units right now for Boxer. Boxer keeping that Thor by his mineral lines, so not falling for the little bit of misdirection there, as the Mutalisks did come in and try to do damage while those Zerglings were at the front door. That Thor is going to fend them off. Now we see 2 Thors on the field, just the 1 medevac. If we look at the army tab for both players, 950 to 650. So both players losing a lot of units there in the early going. The Thor and 8 SCVs along with the medevac. And then that stopped the mining for Kyrix as well. So both players off of their perfect game at the moment. See the Thors moving out with a small contingency of Marines. Those Marines are going to provide extra firepower against the Mutalisks. If we look at the unit counting station, we have just the 2 Mutalisks right now and 13 Zerglings. We'll see whether Zerg player chooses to produce a lot more units once he does see that this force is coming. We see a number of SCVs as well, this time 10 SCVs. Now we see 3 Mutalisks and 6 Zerglings on the way. Also getting in on a Spinecrawler, trying to rally those units to the ramp here. And the Spinecrawler being surrounded by SCVs. Again, the SCVs need to get around these Thors so the Zerglings cannot. The Zerglings getting a good surround, denying those SCVs from being able to get surface area to repair those Thors. Those Thors going down very quickly. The Mutalisks doing a good job spreading out. A little bit of a magic box action, as you do not want to just attack move into the Thor and try to focus them down, as those Mutalisks will bunch up and take a lot of damage from those Javelin missiles. So Kyrix doing a great job surrounding those Thors, and Foxer losing a little bit of his micro advantage there, not able to get a repair on those Thors with the SCVs. Those SCVs were trying to take down that Spinecrawler, perhaps got a little bit excited about being able to attack and do damage, and ultimately it led to a failed attack. So now Foxer back on his heels. He did open up his front door a little bit here, so he is going to be susceptible to a Zergling run by. Mutalisks and Zerglings trying to do damage to the initial units here. If we look at the army tab, 1150 to the 100 of Foxer. So he is pouring out of 3 barracks right now, and also producing non-stop Thors as well. Trying to get a bunker in the front door to slow down the stream of Zerglings, but those Zerglings are going to be able to take it down. He should cancel this bunker as it does get low. As the Marines come out, they are able to focus down the remaining Mutalisks.